happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we're now seeing the DOJ dropping their hammer against ex-New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for his criminal testimony in front of a House COVID subcommittee. And I'm excited to get into this one, so we're gonna hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
Some breaking news here tonight. The Justice Department has opened a criminal investigation into Andrew Cuomo, the current frontrunner for New York City mayor. Political reporter Marcia Kramer confirms Cuomo is accused of lying during his congressional testimony on COVID nursing home deaths. The investigation comes just 5 weeks before the Democratic primary and months after the Justice Department moved to have corruption charges against Mayor Adams dropped, saying it did not want to interfere in the election. Well, tonight, the Justice Department had no comment, but a spokesperson for Governor Cuomo said in part, quote, "We have never been informed of any such matter, so why would someone leak it now? The answer is obvious. This is lawfare and election interference, plain and simple, something President Trump and his top Department of Justice officials say they are against."
Governor Cuomo, what do you make of the accusation that the committee is making that you withheld some records during the course of their investigation?
It's all baloney, as we would say in New York.
Do you expect any difference from the transcribed interview earlier in June today?
Thank you for signing my bill, Mr. Cuomo. Marcella.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Sir, are we going to drop the immunity?
Wow, so it's all total baloney, political witch hunt, election interference. They're trying to pull that card once again. This is what the Dems do every single time they get caught. It's all baseless, you know, these accusations, but it's all right there in black and white. We got Nick Sorter here on X bringing us that one, saying the DOJ has launched a criminal probe into Andrew Cuomo over his testimony on COVID or his COVID response. Cuomo perjured himself multiple times and hid records from the committee. He's also responsible for the deaths of thousands of nursing home patients. Lock him up. Yeah, it's pretty much time. I mean, it's cut and dry. It's right there, black and white. I don't know how these folks always, you know, they think they can run to that baseless or calling it baloney and think it's going to just disappear or just get dropped. But it's right there. You committed crimes, bro. You have to face the music. We can't allow these folks to keep getting away with this stuff.
Oversight Chairman James Comer has sent a criminal referral to Pam Bondi at DOJ alleging a cover-up by Cuomo for his actions during the COVID pandemic, and he joins us now. And sir, it's good to have you back on the show. This all starts with the governor demanding more hospital space during COVID-19 and a directive to clarify expectations for nursing homes receiving sick patients back from hospitals. Then as COVID began to spread like wildfire through these nursing homes, because, again, it really impacted the old people, Cuomo's staff begins to panic. And on July 6, 2020, they're bailed out. With a very convenient report, the State Department of Health under Cuomo blames nursing home workers for the spread rather than these sick patients being shoved back in. Let's start right there and talk about what you have found.
Well, we led the investigation last Congress that proved that Governor Cuomo covered up all of his mistakes. He misreported data. And remember, if you go back to COVID, he was the face of COVID. He wrote a book about how to successfully navigate COVID. And sometimes the cover-up is worse than the crime in politics. And I don't think Governor Cuomo intentionally did anything to lose lives. But when he found out people were dying because of his poor decisions, he covered it up. And that's a crime, and he needs to be held accountable.
I remember like rumblings of potentially that the governor's office had been lobbied perhaps by hospitals to kind of get these sick patients out of here so that new patients could be moved in. Did you ever find anything on that?
We haven't, and that's something I think the Department of Justice under Pam Bondi, if she takes this criminal referral and runs with it, that's certainly an area she needs to look at, because I think there are a lot of bad actors, and I think there are a lot of people that are guilty. But at the end of the day, Cuomo was the face of this. Other states including my home state of Kentucky with my Democrat governor, they were watching what Cuomo was doing and basing their decision making on Governor Cuomo because the mainstream media was just praising him as a model of how to handle COVID.
He was the hero of COVID. I mean, for those first few months, he was on TV all the time. Everybody was looking at him. Democrats were thinking this could be our next president. And then, of course, it all fell apart right around the end of 2020 when he was heavily Me Too'd. And at that time, that's all it really took. But yeah, it's just you remember back. I mean, and this was in multiple states that this happened. I think in the Northeast as well. I remember seeing stories about it in Pennsylvania as well, where they took, I mean, you had a pandemic that we knew that was very dangerous for the elderly. And then you're taking sick elderly people and shoving them back into nursing homes with all the other elderly people. And then it just goes through and you're just wiping people out. Ventilators, deaths all over the place. And I remember also remember when I think Trump sent that ship to New York. And we parked it in the Hudson, and it was a hospital ship, and they never used that at all. I mean, right there, that's really bad choices.
It's bad choices, and what's frustrating with me, and I'm always harping on the liberal media. I wish they were like you, Rob, and reported the news fairly and accurately. But they were obsessed with COVID. Remember, they had the death counts in the corner of the TV. As long as Trump was president, when Biden became president, that all went away. They wanted to cover COVID every minute. But now that the truth's coming out, that the COVID did come from the lab in Wuhan, that the government did know about the cover-up, that China did destroy evidence, that Dr. Fauci denies ever saying that masks were necessary, and that Governor Cuomo lied on his data and statistics, and when he knew that he had made mistakes, he never did admit to it, and they continued to operate that. No one has been held accountable to this date because of COVID. I hope that this criminal referral gets the ball rolling, and I hope we don't stop with Governor Cuomo.
Yeah, there are some vile actors during that pandemic. I mean, look at Fauci. He's made a tremendous amount of money. The reports this week that he's made so much money.
Wow, guys. And that right there, Representative James Comer just laying it out there. We have to start holding these bad actors accountable, saying that sometimes the cover-up is far worse than the crime. And initially, I mean, you made a bad decision. You shoved these folks back into these senior citizen facilities, these old folks' homes, and then what do you do afterwards when you start seeing it's spreading like a wildfire? You've made a huge mistake. Do you come out? Do you admit your fault, or do you try to cover up the fault? And of course, the Dems, they always have a cover up for everything. We've seen that with the Biden administration very clearly, and you have to be held accountable for your actions. You knew exactly what you're doing. We got a tweet from the New York Post saying that DOJ is now seeking criminal charges against Andrew Cuomo over the New York nursing home deaths testimony. Check it out. Let's see what's going on here. I just want to, for everyone who wants to get a little background, let's read through it real quick to see what's going on. DOJ now opened up investigation Andrew Cuomo over his New York nursing home's death testimony. It says the Justice Department has reportedly opened up criminal investigation into former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for allegedly lying to Congress about nursing home deaths in the Empire State during COVID-19 pandemic. Says the probe into the New York City mayoral frontrunner was launched about a month ago by Washington, D.C.'s U.S. Attorney's Office. Says this office was led at the time by Ed Martin, who was then replaced earlier this month by Judge Jeanine Pirro. The Republican House-led Oversight and Government Reform Committee asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to pursue criminal charges against Cuomo, a Democrat, for making criminally false statements during a June 11, 2024 interview with the House COVID Subcommittee. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer charged that there was overwhelming evidence that Cuomo presided over a July 6, 2020 audit that undercounted the total number of deaths in New York senior care facilities during the pandemic by at least 46%. In his testimony, the ex-governor was adamant that he had not drafted, reviewed, discussed, or consulted people for peer review on the nursing home report. Comer previously referred Cuomo for prosecution last year, but his request was denied by President Joe Biden's then Attorney General Merrick Garland. The former governor's spokesperson, Richard Azzopardi, told the Post that he was unaware of the investigation, slamming the prospect of one as lawfare and election interference. Quote, "We have never been informed of any such matter, so why would someone leak it now?" He said in a statement, "The answer is obvious. This is lawfare and election interference, plain and simple, something President Trump and his top Department of Justice officials say they are against." Quote, Governor Cuomo then testified truthfully to the best of his recollection about the events from 4 years earlier, and he offered to address any follow-up questions from the subcommittee. But from the beginning, this was all transparently political, he added. Quote, "The wheels of justice are finally beginning to turn." Voices for Seniors said in a statement on X, "For over 5 years, our movement has been fueled by heartbreak and a single-minded demand for the truth." Quote, "This investigation is not justified, it's overdue. The evidence paints a damning picture of a leader more concerned with the image than integrity. Grieving families have waited long enough. Thank God our fight has not been in vain." Co-founder Vivian Zayas, whose mom, Ana Martinez, died of COVID after a stint in a West Islip nursing home in 2020. She said nursing home families sent 3 letters to Bondi urging a criminal probe of Cuomo. Quote, "We just are elated. This investigation of Cuomo is actually going forward. It's a long overdue victory for the nursing home families and their loved ones." Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness, we're finally seeing it happening. And this is one of the first steps in actually holding these people accountable. All these, terrible actors during the COVID-19 pandemic now have the DOJ coming after Andrew Cuomo for his lies and his testimony in front of the House COVID subcommittee. And this is well overdue. As we just read through that New York Post article, we can see that there are, just countless amounts of, families that have been affected by this, lost loved ones as a direct result of Andrew Cuomo's decision. And instead of admitting that he was wrong, he didn't want to tarnish his image, he didn't want to look bad, so he just covers up the fact that he made a mistake, which doesn't make the mistake go away. We're still trying to investigate, trying to see what actually happened, or where's the reports don't line up, or they don't match what we're seeing. We're losing family members, but your city's saying that you guys have got the situation under control, and that right there is what we're going to fault him for, hold him accountable. I can't wait to see what this DOJ investigation probing to Andrew Cuomo turns into, guys. I'm definitely going to be following any updates to come right here with your boy RetroStef. But guys, definitely hop in that comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this when does Cuomo finally go down, and how about that Dr. Fauci? Hop in the comments, y'all, let me know what you're thinking. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you'd enjoy more content like this. Catch you guys on the next week.